Guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, let's have a conversation. I just want to get on mic and vent some frustration, and I know you're feeling it too because I've read all of your comments. Thank you for taking the time to comment, by the way. I really appreciate that. But I read your comments and I'm feeling the same frustration about all of this. What am I talking about? Well, let's get into this. I'm Jen, by the way. Honk honk. Okay, I'm flashing up on screen as I talk through this some of the more ridiculous headlines that I've seen. And I've seen a ton of them now that are going around. Like, Harry's willing to put the past aside, while King Charles is going through this. And Harry would have gladly accepted a reunion with Brother William. How Harry and King Charles can heal their rift, heal their relationship amongst the treatment with Charles, and then how Prince Harry's willing to forgive his family. I mean, it's just nonstop, and it's just the most frustrating thing ever. I don't know how else to say it. All I can think of is you don't get to rob somebody. You don't get to take their things, for instance, or take their car, and then put out a public thing that says, "I'm willing to forgive you for me taking your car. I've returned it with a full tank of gas. I expect, I don't know, I expect an apology." It's just like, what? You don't get to wreck everything. And I say the robbing thing because he did. He robbed them of time. Think about the final, I'm just, I get all bent out of shape, especially when it comes to Her Majesty the late Queen. I just love her so much. And that's what Harry did. He stole time from her. He hurt her in her, the end of her time. And I feel like he stole time from the royal family, from the late Queen Elizabeth, as well as Prince Philip, making it all about himself. And same with Meghan, her too, them making it all about themselves. They've stolen time. And it's just so wrong. And again, and I know we can not like Harry and Meghan and not be diehard royalists. That's up to you. But I just think the royal family has held it together so well, and they have done such a good job of, that never complain, never explain. They just keep working and doing, the best they can, that sort of thing. And yet here is Numbnuts and Numbnuts' wife. Yes, I'm changing up what I'm calling them. But no, seriously, here they are disrupting everything, making horrendous accusations. And yet the royal family has had to carry on and stay silent. And I think about the repeated attacks, especially against Catherine, Princess of Wales, and how she's had to keep this stoic silence and it's just so wrong what they've put her through. But it's just, and so I get really upset, and I know you do too, I get really frustrated about headlines like that. Like, Harry's willing to forgive. It's not his to forgive. He caused this. He and his Instagram loving blank wife caused this. They don't get to make that decision. I'm sorry. They're the bad guys here. What are we doing? I don't know. I think sometimes people look so much for like a comeback story or something, but there's a difference in making some bad choices versus what Harry and Meghan have done. I mean, just pick a time from, when did they get married? 2018 on. And even before that, where they weren't being awful, awful people. And not just to the royal family, mostly to the royal family, but not just them, to her side of the family as well. I keep thinking about poor Thomas Markle Sr. I saw where he put out well wishes to King Charles. I think that's really cool that he did that. But again, I say, like, they're just terrible people to everybody. Think about how they've treated staff. We've been through it. You know what I'm talking about. So it is not their place to forgive anybody. They should be, honestly, I think it's done. I don't think they should be anywhere near the royal family, honestly. But if they were truly trying to make this comeback, yeah, right, They should be groveling. They should be writing handwritten, stupid calligraphy, fake calligraphy apologies. I don't know. Nothing would work. And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying if that's really the path that they're on, then you don't get to decide you don't get to decide. It's not your decision to make if the royal family forgives you and how they do it. That is just so them. And again, I'm stuck on this trip that Harry just made for less than 45-minute visit. Tee hee hee. That'll never not be funny to me. But I'm stuck on this because immediately after King Charles's unfortunate diagnosis, Harry is putting out, and I am saying Harry because it's through his people. Somebody's leaking out, whether it's Harry or Meghan, somebody's leaking out that Harry's going to be on this flight. So he hasn't changed anything. And even if he made a full change, let's say he went in secret to visit his dad, which he should have done if he was going to go visit. I don't think he should have visited, but if he was going to, if the king requested it, whatever it was, then he should have done it in silence. But no, he can't. He can't do it. He's an awful person and he can't change. Think back to just recently we came off Endgame and all the horrible accusations there. But Harry can't even be bothered. And I mean, same with me. She's just awful. They both are. But they can't even be bothered to speak out against the horrible claims in the book, which tells me they're complicit. Of course they are. I mean, she helped write that book, allegedly, in my opinion. But yeah, no, seriously, here we are, and we're getting stories like this, like Harry's willing to forgive. You know what? Fuck off, Harry. I love the Sidley twins, by the way. I love that they started that. Fuck off, Harry. You don't get to decide that. Honestly, like, again, I think this should be done. The reason that they're willing to forgive, I'm using big sarcastic air quotes on that, is because they have nothing. They have no options. They're horrible people to everyone around them. They lie about everything. I mean, you can't trust them for anything. They have less than no work ethic. They just expect everything to be handed to them, and they act like clowns. And yet they're willing to forgive. Again, fuck off with that noise. And I go back. I'm circling back. I'm still stuck on what they did to the Queen, Her Majesty the late Queen, and what they've continued to do to Catherine, Princess of Wales. Just the repeated attacks over and over. You don't come back from that. That's not a small rift. You know what I mean? That's not a small celebrity feud. This is a big deal. It's targeted harassment, in my opinion. And Meghan, we've seen it. She's encouraging her followers to do the same. And now we've seen some vile, sick things come out from that group. And no condemnation whatsoever for Meghan, because of course not. That's her friends. I don't know. That's her behind a keyboard. I don't know. And so, yeah, you just don't, my point is you don't get to act like this. You don't get to decide when you're going to forgive someone. When you act like that, I mean, nobody acts like this. You don't get to, they don't get to make the rules and decide, oh, now we get to be forgiven because we have no other options in life. We're lazy effing grifters, and so we need this family to make money. Oh, by the way, we're going to throw out horrible accusations against them, go on national TV and sell our stories. We're going to assume we're going to be, what did he call her, royal rock stars, and then come to find out everybody can't stand you. And then you're going to decide, oh, then I might forgive the royal family. Fuck off. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Are you feeling it too? Are you seeing it too? These awful headlines and all the ridiculousness coming out. And I don't know why the media is thinking that it's Harry's anything. Harry has any rights here whatsoever. He caused all of this. Anyway, let's end with this palette cleanser. I keep getting the most positive feedback when I show this picture. I love it too. And then somebody pointed out, and thank you for whoever you are, they wondered if Catherine took this photo, and that made my heart so happy, thinking, yeah, she probably did. Oh, I love it so much. What a fun, happy, genuine moment. And hey, look at that. They don't need Harold and Fraud. Guys, thank you for everything. You guys are the best. I really appreciate it. And I would say I can't wait to bring you more like this, but again, F.O. Harry, right? Thanks for everything. Bye-bye.